everyone, my name is Jenna and welcome to my channel Divine Direction. In this video we are going to be looking at the messages for the next 3 months, so from July to September for the sign of Virgo. So Virgo, when I was shuffling your cards, I was feeling very drained and kind of sad. So some of you may be feeling that right now. And I was also hearing the safety dance by men with hats. So my guides are saying we're moving out of the safety zone. And you do have a risk card that came up. Okay. It says learn to grow wherever you're planted. But I'm not going to focus on that last line. We're focusing on risk today. Okay, so I definitely feel that we're moving out of, they're saying a period of lack, also a period of hardships, right? Of difficulties. To me, with the athlete card, he's carrying a heavy weight, a heavy burden, right? You also had the Five of Pentacles come out, and to me, the way I'm interpreting this is we're moving away from struggle. Whatever that struggle is, for some of you, it could be financially. Definitely with the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck, definitely this could be anxiety, depression, moving away from that, the mindset of lack, the limitations that we've set for ourselves, or the limitations that we felt that we had in our lives. There's so many different things, right, that we could be moving away from that have caused us pain and that have held us back, they're saying. And they're making me feel that my back is weighted, like I'm going to fall right back. Okay? For some of you, this stuff is coming up to be released. So some of you might be feeling that you're falling back into it and you're not. Okay? It's coming up to be released and it's coming up to be acknowledged, they're saying. This has pretty much come up for every single zodiac sign that I've done so far. It's coming up to be acknowledged. So don't despair, they're saying. When this stuff comes up, so you may be feeling that mental clutter in your head. I know I've been feeling it, like, oh, there's so much going on in there, and you know, I want to do this, but I'm feeling like, what about this? And there's so much going on and coming up to be released that it can be frustrating, right? You may be moving out of this because I do see that the storm warning card on the bottom of the deck is in reverse. To me, like, we're moving out of this. Okay, they're saying, they want me to say that we're at the we're at the point of no return. Meaning that we cannot fall back into the habits that we once had because we see ourselves more clearly. We have a shift in perspective. We are knowing what we are worth. We are knowing our power. We are finding our power. So it's going to be very difficult for us. Like, we would have to work extra hard, they're saying, to fall back into it all. So I know they've been encouraging me intuitively to be in situations that maybe I would have before, whether they're conversations, and seeing how I've changed, seeing how differently I react to them. So in some cases, I didn't react. Like, I didn't put up boundaries as quickly. And they're saying, don't worry about that, Jenna, because you're putting up boundaries. This is baby steps. You know, it's not going to be all of a sudden we're feeling this sense of power where we can just like easily put up boundaries if we couldn't before. They're saying it'll be so much easier for us now. But don't be expecting you to be to be changing that quickly. Like we are, but they keep saying our brains, it's like we have to catch up with this shift that we've had. I don't know how else to say it, but I used the example in another reading that when I lost weight, mentally, even now, because of what they've been bringing up, I was still thinking that I was overweight, like still shopping like I was overweight. My brain did not catch up. And if somebody would call me small or anything like that, I was like, what? Yeah, because it takes some time. The shift takes some time for us to fully grasp, they're saying. We're being integrated into this, okay? So, so for those of you who are really feeling drained right now, who are tired of fighting, who feel that you're just falling back into it. And I know a lot of people are feeling this because I felt it at the beginning, and I've seen on some groups, some spiritual groups, people saying that. They're saying, no, you're not falling back into it. You have that awareness now where you know. And even if, so with me, so on the weekend they had me were encouraging me to overindulge. Things are coming up to show us, for us to acknowledge how far we've come too. So my parents had bought cake, and I overindulged on cake because I love it. And they were showing me, okay, Jenna, you know, overindulging on cake does nothing for you anymore. It doesn't push down those feelings that you don't want to feel anymore. That doesn't work. Look how far you've come, okay? And they're making me forget my whole point of this, because they're saying, because you forgot. This is coming up because you forgot where you used to be, and it's coming up to show you how far you've come. So I'm sorry if anyone's watched any of the other videos for other signs, because it's pretty much the same message. But basically, like, this is in a weird way, like our progress report, they're saying, showing us how far we've come. It's like giving us a trophy that says most improved kind of thing. So for me to see, okay, wow, you know, I still thought in my head that maybe I was still an emotional eater, and they're saying, no, honey, no, just because you want an extra donut because it tastes good, it doesn't mean you're an emotional eater. It just means that you like that donut. So for them to show us that, that is really helpful for us, okay? That is really going to help us. So they're always about like, okay, I just want to say this because I just took a drink and I feel a little bit better. So for some of you who are feeling drained or just like feeling out of sorts, drinking water right now would maybe beneficial for you. And I'll say maybe because it's not going to be for everyone, but you can't go wrong drinking water. Because I had it and I just kind of perked up a bit. So some of you may be dehydrated right now. Okay? That's another message that keeps coming up. It's like, I could tell you what they're telling you to do, but the whole point of this process was for you to realize what's best for you. Okay? So if you feel that you've been drinking enough water and you feel good, you don't have to do that. If you're not feeling drained, that's good. Keep moving forward. Do whatever it is that you feel intuitively guided to do, right? So the past couple of days, like I normally eat around the same time every day as a lot of us do. I have my routine. I was very set in my routine to the point where at some points I would still eat even if I wasn't fully hungry, just because that's ingrained in me. I eat this at this time and blah, blah, blah. But this week, I wasn't feeling as hungry. So yesterday, instead of what I normally ate for breakfast or lunch, whatever you want to call it, I just had an apple and I had some almonds. And they're saying that's fine because you're listening to your body now. You're still eating something healthy. So this is what this whole thing is about. Clearing out, they wanted me to say clearing out the trauma. Clearing out that mental clutter, the things that have been holding us back for far too long. They're saying not just us, but our family, right? Because a lot of us that are here are cycle breakers, right? So we're breaking the cycle for our family. We're helping to heal our lineage. So moving through that, with the movement card on the bottom of the deck, they're making me feel like we've released all these layers, and they've always explained it to me in that way, releasing layers, because when you are healing, it's like, okay, working on forgiveness with someone, right? So maybe doing a prayer or working through that, forgiving a person, but then whoop, all of a sudden it pops up again. You're like, I thought I dealt with this. Yeah, you dealt with a layer of it. We're not, if you were to heal everything at once, it would just be too much, right? They're saying that that's impossible. So we do things in layers. And just as my team always tells me, when we're working towards goals or anything, baby steps. Smaller steps are so much better, they're saying, because they're more manageable. And they lead to bigger things as well, right? So I just feel that she's been shedding all of these layers and finally coming into her own. And they're saying it's the perfect way to put that because we are finally coming into our own, right? So we have the Tomb card. To me, what this is really signifying is us coming out of our cocoons. So they use this analogy all the time with the butterfly, how especially during the pandemic, we were all kind of put in our cocoons. Now we are finally opening them and stepping out with our wings, right? They also say with baby birds, it's time to learn how to fly, all right? And now they're singing the Foo Fighters song. I'm not going to sing it. Okay, I think I should know this, but I'm blanking. I think it's Fly With Me, I Can't Quite Make It Alone, something like that. But they want me to focus on the I can't quite make it alone. So you may be hesitant. I know I am. I think we all are, because we're all hesitant when starting a new journey, when starting something new. Whether it's a new job, you may feel confident about it, but there's still a little bit of, oh, this is something different, right? And what they want me to say is, remember, we are always there. So you have the owl card. To me, owls are not only our inner wisdom, but also our angels and guides. They are with us, okay? So don't think that now that we've gone through this, that they're not here to help us. If you need help, they're with you every step of the way. Just pray. Pray and ask them for help, okay? They're not going to leave us to our own devices. They're saying it's important, though, because we've gone through this to learn how to listen to ourselves, our intuition. That is really important. I know I've struggled with this where I feel, okay, now can I do this myself? Or do I need my angels and guides' help? And they're like, yeah. Last night I was going to ask them something, and then I kind of stopped and thought about it. And I'm like, I think I don't need your help. And they're saying, that's okay. That's okay, right? You're not doing this alone. There is always support with you. And if you need help from humans, they're saying, from any living beings on this planet, they will help send it to you, right? So they're showing me the helpful people card. If you need help, ask us, okay? Now, I'm definitely feeling that we're moving into this period of having that inner peace and also inner strength, because we have the strength card, and that's what I'm getting from these. Inner strength and inner peace. And that's what we've been working towards. And I love that. And that, they're saying that is going to change a lot in your life. You just don't realize it yet. Okay? Moving out of this despair and concern. Yeah, both of those cards. And also moving away from, they're giving me chills, the toil and labor card. This is all about working at a job that just doesn't suit you, that doesn't resonate with your soul. Moving away from that. So some of you may still be working at a job that doesn't fit you, but there's like, not anymore, honey. If you need help transitioning out of that, then by all means ask us. Because you were meant to do something different on this planet. You were meant to do something bigger, they're saying. But, and bigger in a way, they mean doing something that you enjoy doing, that you probably don't even have any clue how big that could be, if that makes sense. They're not going to give me example from my own life, because they're saying, Jenna, you wouldn't even understand. But we're going to see, okay? So on the bottom of the deck, I love this because you have the Direction Guardian that says choose your path. And then what came out, oh, they're giving me chills too, was a Traveler card that says move in a new direction. So we're all moving in a new direction, all of us. Okay, so that's what they've told me. We're all moving in a new direction on this planet, in our lives. And I also love, because you have the Discover Your Life Purpose card on the bottom of the deck. And so what they've been making me feel with the contract card, there's a bunch of books, right? And it's like, to me, we're not even seeing how much knowledge we have within us. Okay? And they're saying, Jenna, right now you're thinking about channeling information. That is not what we're talking about. They're saying that the knowledge that we have within us, again, are our life experiences, little tidbits that we have picked up along the way. I'm noticing that with my readings, like interesting little things that maybe I read about even 5-10 years ago or as a child pop up in my readings. And they're saying all of this happened for a reason. There's a reason why some certain things stick with you in your life. So that knowledge, we're using that knowledge, our life experiences, especially all that we have done within this past year or so. I'm noticing that is kind of like a blueprint that can help me help other people. And they're saying it goes even further beyond that, Jenna. We have absolutely no idea how perfectly fit things can be. It's like puzzle pieces where it just all fits together. And they're saying we will see, okay? We will see it, but just not yet. So have faith in that. Have faith in your life path, okay? They're showing me the number 6. I'm a life path 6. So maybe some of you would be interested in looking into the different life paths and figuring out which one you are if you haven't already. But even just like the path that you were meant to embark on before all of this stuff kind of mucked it up. The programming, childhood wounds, before all of that. Okay, they're giving me chills, so I'm going to say this. I read something this morning about basically like giving us our credit for ourselves for all the work that we have done, all of this healing that we have been doing, because some people come to this world and unfortunately the amount of work that they do on themselves doesn't even amount the amount of work that we have done on ourselves in this past year. And I kind of said it weird, but I was like, wow, you know what? I never really thought of that, because for me, if I do something, I'm like, oh, okay, it must be easy then. You know, I don't give myself credit, they're saying. A lot of us don't. But just think about how far you have come even within this year. And then, not in a mean way, but take a look at some people around you. And maybe people that are older, they're showing me like in their 50s or older. I feel kind of mean saying that, and they're like, it does feel mean, Jenna, but you're not doing it in a bad way, because what you're actually doing is looking at them and thinking, you know, I wish that they had the opportunities to be able to go through this, to be able to have their power given back to them, and the power to be themselves, the power to move through life. And I'm not saying that everyone who's older didn't get that ability, but that's what they're saying, because I've been noticing that with people in my life where I just think, you know, I'm so lucky that I was able to go through this. And I can say that now. Maybe like 6 months ago, I'd be like, screw you. They're saying even 6 days ago, 6 weeks ago. But we are very lucky, and we should be very proud of ourselves, they're saying, for all of the work that we have done, because it's not easy. Again, people could go through their whole lives and not have as many shifts in their lives, which is unfortunate, but this is why we're here, honey, they're saying, so that the ones that come after us, right, they'll have that opportunity. They're gonna make me cry. But I just think about my ancestors, and I'm not going to get into it, but just how I think about it from time to time, how I wish that they were able to maybe speak up or have the life that they deserved, you know? And so what we have been given is a great gift. And again, it might not have felt like it at the time, and they're saying it might not feel like it right now, but it will. It will feel like it. I know I always, with my guides, they've been teaching me things, and I talk to them all the time, and I just say, like, thank you, but I'm not going to fully thank you right now because I'm still kind of mad at you, and they're like, that's okay. You don't have to thank us, but you can thank us later if you want to, and you will. Oh, gosh. But sorry about that. But also on the bottom of the deck, we have the Stag card, trust and thrive. So what I'm getting here is trust in this journey, trust in yourself, because you are about to thrive, my dear. I'm really feeling that with this reading. Not only this reading, but for all of us, right? So again, moving out of that Five of Pentacles energy, releasing that burden. With the Trickster card, to me, I always interpret it as like things coming in a steady flow. Things are going to be easier now, and they're saying flowing is the perfect word for it. That's why we sent you that word. For some of you, the Ace of Pentacles, so obviously this could be for some of you who have been struggling financially. You will be receiving money, but to me this is also like being gifted, they're saying like earthly possessions too, right? So as within, so without. So I've noticed with my life, okay, well, I feel mentally stable, I feel emotionally stable, my physical life could use some work. And although I feel balanced in my my physical body, I guess you could say, so taking care of myself there, that's a better way to put it, with my eating and everything. My physical life, I could definitely use some extra money coming in, and they say you will. But also, you know, maybe some of us might need a car or a better car. They're saying upgrade. Maybe it's helping you to move to another place. So many different things, but they're helping us be more stable in our financial lives, but also just making sure that we have the resources that we need to move forward on our life path, our life journey, and help others as well, which I love. I think that's absolutely beautiful, because from this card, I'm kind of getting like, we're all kind of thinking, okay, how the hell is this going to happen? Okay, I trust that I'm on my path and I'm moving forward, and I really want to help people, and I really want to do this, and I really want to do that. But how the hell is that going to happen? I've been thinking that myself, and they're saying, don't worry about it. Don't you dare worry about it, because it's coming, okay? It is coming. Okay. Yeah, with the meditation card, I always see this as our big desires, right? The things that we may have been dreaming about for a long time, those dreams coming true, coming to fruition, they're saying, which I really love, because it's about time, right? It's been a hard, I want to say like past year or so, it's been hard, but it's been difficult for us, right? Everybody goes through trauma. Everybody has those life experiences that can bring us down, right? It's been difficult, and they're saying that things are going to be easier, honey. Okay? We promise. So I kind of feel that right now they're just encouraging you, again, to do whatever it is that makes you feel good. So for some of you, it might be taking a walk. For others of you, you have the beauty ritual. So this could be just self-care. So painting your toenails, or even just clipping your toenails, maybe getting a haircut if you can in your area. Salons, I think, are supposed to open up here soon. Or they already have, I don't know. Anything that makes you feel good. Doing a face mask, taking a soak in the bath, it doesn't matter what it is. But if you're feeling drained right now, like I was feeling at the beginning of this reading, and they're bringing my attention to it again, rest, okay? For some of you, that may be rest. That could be having a sleep. For me, it's either reading a book or watching a movie by myself. For other people, it could be interacting with others. It all depends on you. It could be listening to the safety dance they're saying. Whatever makes you happy, whatever inspires you, they're also saying. They're kind of making me feel, it's hard to say in this card, but there's these kind of spirals around its head, and they're making me feel like it has like a 50s hairdo or something. So even if it's just like practicing with your hair and doing different hairstyles, okay? Okay. We might be feeling really drained right now, or just taking things a little slower right now, and that's okay. This card says take charge with authority, and I'm feeling too drained to do that, right? So if you feel that, yeah, they're bringing my attention to this. Some of us may be feeling right now that, oh, okay, well, to get out of this cycle, I need to just keep moving. I need to keep going. And they're saying, no. If you don't feel intuitively or in your body like it's time to rush forward with things, because rushing things does not work. If you don't feel that, then don't do it. And don't you dare, they're saying, don't you dare feel like you have to rush things to make things happen for them to stick, okay? We're not doing that anymore. They're saying, Jenna, because that's how I felt. I just felt like, okay, I'm kind of drained, but I really want to just keep moving forward. I want to get out of this cycle. So the things that keep coming up, they're showing me, Jenna, you broke that cycle. You've already done that. So just take this period right now. I'm surprised you don't have a card about it, but right now is kind of a period of reflection for us. And they're kind of making me feel that now with the clearing card. Letting go of things that no longer served us, deciding what it is that we want to keep in our lives, people too, because they keep telling me we're moving into a new book, not a new chapter. So we're closing this book, and that's what we're working on right now. So, yeah, the Natasha Bedingfield song Unwritten has come up, and so basically, like, the rest of our story is unwritten. This is a new book. They're kind of making me feel like never-ending story vibes, where it just kind of develops. And they're saying that's how life works, Shetta. But because we're moving into a new book, it's really important for us to take some time to reflect. Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. They had these two cards like this. And to me, they're kind of a reflection, right? A reflection. There we go. Creative they are. So, and then this was underneath that other one. So a mirror. Okay. So this is an important time to reflect on our journeys, how far we have come, realize how well we've done, giving ourselves that pat on the back, deciding what it is that we want to cut out of our lives, and what it is that we want to move forward with, and also making a list, whether it's mentally or actually physically writing it down. I'm seeing 11:11 on the clock. That's significant for you guys. But taking the time to figure out what it is that we want for the next stage. And they're saying, have fun with it though. There's a reason why we put the safety dance on in my head. Yes, take some risks in your life. We're going to be with you along the way. They're kind of showing me like them being a parachute in a way, as long as we invite them to be. Like, they will be there, but we have to ask for their help. Okay. But what they're saying, what was I saying? All right, take risks in your life. So you may really want something, but before didn't think that it was possible. It's okay to go ahead and do that. What they made me feel with the message card and the communication card. So normally I take that as somebody communicating with you, but in this case I feel like you have to initiate this. Okay? This isn't going to resonate for everyone, so I'm not necessarily saying that you need to initiate conversation with like an ex-partner or something. I'm not really like fully getting that. If that resonates with you, then by all means. But to me, the example that they were giving me, okay, they said, well, some of you may be reconciling, okay? But the example that they were giving me was when I was in college, we had to find our own co-ops placements. And I was terrified to phone this place. And they're bringing me back to that moment where I'm making that phone call and I'm all nervous, but I took the risk and I called a place and I asked them if they would take me, and they did. Okay. So especially with them showing me the number 7 on this, you will feel guided to do so. So obviously, when we're moving forward on our paths, that we have to take some initiative here, right? Initiative, yes, sometimes talking to our guides and asking them for help, but in this case, they're saying like actual action needs to be taken, but only if you feel guided to do so, right? So whether it's writing letters, or making a phone call, sending emails, having some sort of conversation with someone. They're showing me even just running into someone and having a casual conversation with them and them asking you, what have you been up to? And you being a little bit more open with what you've actually been up to. In my case, it'd be, you know, if I ran into someone from high school who I haven't talked to in, gosh, 20 years, Now, I'm just saying, getting up there, almost 20 years, Jenna, but we'll say 15 years, okay? Me just being like, oh, well, I struggled with depression and anxiety for the majority of my 20s. And, I really took some time to work on myself, and now I'm doing this. And they're saying, whatever you share with them is whatever you feel comfortable with, right? You don't owe anyone anything. So it depends on the person that I was talking to. I don't owe them my life story. But if I felt comfortable in telling them that, then yes. I've been having a few more of those slightly awkward conversations, or like awkward to you, Jenna, to nobody else, but about situations in my life or about my past, and people have been pretty good about it. So really, some of us, it might just be having a more open and honest conversation with someone, and that, they're saying, that could bring out moving away from a job that we're not wanting to finding a job that fits us, right? So if I was telling someone about my struggles with depression and how I've come through it, well, maybe they knew of a position with the Canadian Mental Health Association that I would be perfect for, and they make a recommendation for me. Like, it could be something like that, okay? It's going to be different for all of us, but right now, if you feel like resting, rest. But they're saying, when you are thinking about where you want to go in life, be willing to take that risk, because if it feels right, you're on your path, right? Anything is possible, and that's another benefit of us shedding all of these layers. We're starting to see that we're not as limited as we believed that we were, right? So with that belief leaving, we are now able to see, well, you know what? I've always wanted to be a dancer. I've always wanted to be a doctor. I've always wanted to live in Scotland. I've always wanted to do this or that. And you can, they're saying you can. So whatever it is that you desire, we will make a way, they're saying, okay? You do have the marriage card on the bottom of the deck. So for some of you may have always been dreaming of getting married. I don't know why they said always. Me? Yeah. Referring to me. But anyways, some of us may have been, not necessarily, it doesn't even have to be a marriage, but wanting that higher vibrational partner, that partner who understands us and who loves us unconditionally, right? For some of you with the high honor card, this could be in your career, moving up a level or several levels, right? Realizing what's possible. Some of you, it's about building community or helping your community more. I know with me, I would really love to help my community more, but with my lack of money, and they're saying, and your lack of stability. They don't mean it in a mean way, but because I could barely take care of myself back then, and I didn't know how to take care of myself properly, I couldn't help others. But they're saying, with the work that I've been doing and that we've been doing, building that stability, that foundation, is very important, right? So also with that, being able to see, okay, in my case, all right, I can take care of myself physically, and then working on the financially and everything, and mentally, of course. Now I see, okay, well, before I didn't think that I would have energy to be a mom. Well, I want to be a mom, and I know that I can do that now. There's some fears surrounding it that are coming up, but I know I can do that. I know I can help around my community now. I know I'll have the energy. Again, with the drain feeling, some of us may have been feeling drained for a long time and not thinking that we would have the ability to be able to do whatever it is that we've ever wanted to do, right? But they're saying, nope, Now that we have this stability in our lives, it's like we're starting this whole new book. So we get to decide where it is we want to go, and how we get there, right? You get to decide who you are in the story, right? So you're the protagonist of your own story. I love that. To me, this guy's a little eccentric, and there's nothing wrong with that. When I see the couple in my Lenormand deck that are wearing kind of like the fancier garb, I guess, in this deck, I see it as eccentric. So us being able to dress the way that we want to, or present ourselves the way that we actually are, right? Or the way that we want to. Instead of feeling that we have to present ourselves in a way, the chickens all look the same, present ourselves in a way so that we fit in and blend in. You don't have to do that anymore, honey. You don't have to do that anymore. More and more people are embracing who they are, and I just love it. There's this, I think it's called Truly on YouTube. And they always show people who maybe live different lifestyles or like to dress differently. I love watching those because those people are unapologetically themselves, right? They embrace it. So they're saying you don't have to go as extreme as some of them have with maybe like the way that you dress or maybe their lifestyles. But even just like they always say, when we're taking baby steps to change things, taking baby steps to change the way that we dress, because, if you like a certain aesthetic, maybe changing with a necklace or a ring or a t-shirt or pants or a dress, whatever. With it being your story, that also applies to your timing. They keep showing me this. Trust in your timing, Jetta, they're saying, and trust in your timing too. Just like baby birds, some of them are just gonna like jump out of the nest and fly, and that's, that's good for them. But others may be hesitant, and that's okay. All right, that is okay, because they're saying there is no rush, honey. There is absolutely no rush. Your soul knows when it's time to do something. So that's why I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's time for you to rest, because it might not be. I'm not going to tell you that it's time for you to take action. It might not be. And really, if I told you anything, the best thing that you could ever do was take it with a grain of salt and decide if that was right for you or not, right? Okay? Trust in your timing. Some of you, I'm getting kind of the vibe that some of you may be dating right now dating right now, and maybe someone wants to jump into something. I've had that maybe too quickly. And you're hesitant. Trust your hesitancy. It doesn't mean that that person's wrong. It just means that the timing might not be right for you. So maybe eventually you would end up being in a relationship with them or being married to them. But for some of you, the hesitancy is because there is something better out there. Okay? Just trust in how you feel, right? If they're saying even if you meet someone who is different than what you normally date, but you feel really kind of connected to them or drawn to them, kind of trust that. Like, explore that. You don't have... They always say to me when I'm meeting someone, they're like, Johnny, you don't have to marry him. You don't have to marry him. You can talk to him and get to know him. You don't have to marry him. But before, I kind of felt obligated. Like, if I had taken up too much of their time like that, I remember I was so silly. But a couple of years ago, I went on 2 dates with this guy, and I was just kind of like not sure about him. He was so nice to me and everything, but I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. And then I was just like, okay, if I go on a third date with him, like I feel like we're dating already, and then we'll be married, and I won't be sure. And it's so silly right now. So silly. But that's how I felt. And they're like, yeah, you were a little crazy in your head right then. Because it's just like, they shouldn't have said crazy, no. But it was like I was driving myself crazy in my head because it was the back and forth, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. And they're like, Jenna, you are sure, but there was also the, what if there isn't someone better? Yeah. I really hate saying that about him because he was so nice, but I wouldn't have been the right woman for him. I wouldn't have. So they're saying trust in that. Trust in your timing and trust in your intuition, even if you're not fully sure. Take your time then, okay? And that's what they're saying with even trying to figure out where you want to go. You don't have to know exactly where you're going to go. They're giving me this example. So if you're writing a story, if you're actually writing a story, like a fiction, right? So maybe it's an adventure story or like something like Harry Potter. You could start writing it and not know where you're going to end, you know? For my friend's wedding speech, I only knew a couple of things that I wanted to say. I didn't know how I was going to end it. I didn't really know how I was going to start it. I had 3 points that I wanted to make. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do it. And then I thought, you know what? Then all of a sudden the groom said something and it clicked. So I went up and did it and I made everyone cry. It was like the best moment of my life. And they're saying, yeah, like some of the best things that happen in your life, you don't know exactly how it's going to go. And how boring would life be if we didn't know exactly, if we knew exactly where, you know, how things were going to happen or where we were going to end up. There's one thing to have your goals in mind, right? Your dreams. Like I know where I want to live and, you know, certain ways that I want to live my life, but they're saying there's still other things to explore, right? Life is about exploring, finding ourselves now. This is so important because now that we're wiping away what other people have made us feel that we had to be, or be, do, or have, now it's like, okay, what the heck do I want? That's so important. So you don't rush that. You don't have to rush that. They're saying, you know, take some time, have a coffee. It could be every day. It could be once a week. It doesn't have to be coffee. Have some water. And just think about, you know, what is it that I like? You can even do different areas, right? Or you can ask your angels and guides to say, hey, can you help me kind of figure out what it is that I want in my life? Because my guides have been doing that with me. But even thinking, okay, so how do I want to start my morning? How do I want to end my day? What do I want my weekends to look like, or my weekday afternoons? Okay, so let's look at schedule. What kind of hobbies do I want to have? How do I want to feel? What foods make me feel good? You know, I've been experimenting this whole year. My guides have been helping me with that. Experimenting with food, with my schedule, so many different things. And it wasn't fun at the time because it felt like work, but they're like, but now it's gonna feel like fun because make it fun. You know, again, with the safety dance, it's kind of a goofy song for them to play. But what they're kind of meaning with that is also like have fun with it. Get out of your safety zone, but have fun with it. Okay? Take the baby steps if you need to. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And just explore. Explore who you are. Okay? I don't think I need to say any more. I don't. I really don't. They're just showing me the bottom of the deck, this card. I kind of feel like those stormy clouds again. The stormy clouds are clearing and more is going to be revealed to us. that's going to be very helpful for us. So yeah, just take this time to explore who you are and what you want without anyone else's input, basically. I mean, you can talk to your friends and your family about it, but really listen to your own intuition and what it is that you desire. And that's, I don't know about you, but I feel really excited about that. Okay, the rest is still unwritten. Okay, I'm gonna end this video. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Let me know if it resonates, and I hope you have like the most absolutely wonderful next 3 months of your life and beyond, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.